Speaking yesterday about recognizing your value is something that really does stir my heart because I think for so many people it's just the difficulty of seeing all that they are, all that God has placed within them, and then kind of figuring out how can they bring that to the world in a big, unashamed way is not actually an easy conversation to have. You know, it's difficult because there are so many kind of roots, that gnarly roots in our hearts and our minds that aim to try and keep us small and keep us rooted to maybe something that's happened in the past, or to something that someone else has spoken about us or over us, or even things that we've spoken over ourselves. But when we begin to recognize that value, the next step is to look for ways to crystallize that same value into something that others can consume. You know, the crystallizing of value is a key factor in becoming successful as an online trainer or coach, or any kind of product that you want to create that will impart wisdom, information, inspiration to other people is going to demand that the invisible things of the heart are somehow made visible so other people can take a hold of them and partake of them. It's very difficult to sell or share something that just lives in your head or on your hard drive and never takes this next essential step. You know, well, what ideas do you have? And I just want to say to you, whatever they are, they need to be released into the wild in some way. I mean, it may sound a little barbaric, but the world is waiting to tear those ideas apart so you can receive vital feedback. And in my blog, I put grow some balls, so do forgive me, and thicken your skin. I mean, it really is. You do need a certain, and this applies to men and women alike, you do need a certain manly attitude to step out into the world where others can criticize your work. And, you know, I don't mean to be rude, but believe me, once you're out there for all to see and criticize, you know, you may have to face a great deal more rudeness from kind of the audience out there in the jungle of the world than a few kind of silly things that I might say here on the podcast. You know, and, you know, we never want to be the ones dealing out rudeness, of course, but we will deal with it when our baby creations, all of those wonderful, like, cherished ideas go out into the world, and we discover that maybe the world doesn't receive them with the same devoted adoration that we have nurtured them in. And that's challenging. It's not easy, but it's worth it. You know, and I think that often this is the main reason that people fail to translate their ideas into action, or they get so far, they get like just almost to the finish line and then back off before it's pushed out. You know, our cherished thoughts remain just that, cherished thoughts. The novel stays unpublished, languishing on a USB stick somewhere. Poetry has taken up residence on a dusty old laptop in the up in the loft. Paintings, songs and writings have been resigned to just wishful thinking along with our dreams. And, you know, and we do this because we fear what others will say, and it prevents us from pulling the trigger. You know, and even worse than what they might say, what if no one says anything? No likes, no comments, no criticisms, just crickets. I mean, that's the tragedy of silence, is almost more painful than like having a baying crowd telling you that you are wrong or that what you've created is no good. But, you know, there's something even worse than that, though. You know, both of those two possibilities are pretty dark and kind of quite intimidating, but there is something far more tragic than either of them. Yeah. And the biggest tragedy of all is not that people will dislike what you create. It is not that people will just ignore what you create. The biggest tragedy of all is if you don't create at all, that you don't step out despite your fears, that there's no courageous stepping up, that, because of whatever anxious worries you may be carrying in your heart. There's no possibility opening activity that takes place, and your work is never put in a position to help, to bless, to build, or to benefit other people. You know, dear my friends, my creative, awesome, Christian, blessed, Jesus-loving, God-infused friends who are listening to this podcast right now, what if our what-ifs and our buts that are preventing us right now become our best friends when we turn them around? Let me ask you this. What if it works? What if people love what you share? You know, but it might change my life and the life of those I speak to. How can I not do it? But if I don't step out, I'll always be left wondering what could have been. You know, I call them what if widows. Don't be a what if widows divorced from the dream of what could be. You know, at least open the door of possibility, open the door of potential for those dreams to become a reality. Don't get stuck in your what ifs. If you're going to what if it works? If you're going to what if people love what you have to share? Now that is something worth thinking about. Crystallize what you have into products, publications, platforms. Celebrate who you are in public. Share your thoughts, your ideas, your creations. Put it out there for everyone to see, whatever they may say, whatever they may think. And even if they say nothing, so be it. At least we are being true to ourselves when we step up to the plate and say, I'm here for more than just breathing for a few short years and then stopping breathing. There is more, my friend, to life than that. I can't promise you what the response to your work will be, but I guarantee that you will feel a whole lot better for trying. And with every swing of the bat, you will just get better and better and better. Well, thanks for listening. Hopefully, it's been an encouragement to you today. If you want to connect any further, you can do so through my website at davidleemartin.com. Have a great day.